What am I doing with my hand? Today we'll be talking about duologies. Hello lovely bookworms, I'm Esmay from Paradise of Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to a new video. In December, I actually introduced the idea for Friday favorites. I didn't get to do it in January, probably because of all of the end of the year videos that came out, but I'm here with another Friday favorites, and today we'll be talking about duologies. So a random fact about me is that I really love duologies. A lot of the times with standalones, I think that they lack a little bit something, and that is what duologies usually give me. So today I'm going to be talking about 6 duologies that what am I doing with my hand? 6 duologies that I'm absolutely loving, and without further ado, let's just get into it. So let's just start with the elephant in the room, because we all know this is going to be on here, and that is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Audier. Basically what this book is about, it follows a girl named Shazi who decides to marry the Caliph, and then she starts to realize that Khalid might not be as bad as everybody thought he was, but she's still out for vengeance because her best friend was murdered by him. And this is a retelling of Arabian Nights or 1001 Night, and that's basically the premise of the story, and from there on, just dream away. It is such an amazing story. I loved following Shazi. I love refollowing her as well because I've reread this so many times. It's almost a monthly thing at this point, and I think I'm gonna be doing that pretty soon as well. I just love it so much, and I cannot stop gushing about it. I know you might be sick of seeing this cover by now. Maybe I should get a different cover. Spice it up. But it's just amazing, and yeah, I'm just gonna continue recommending it. Okay, so the next book is a polar fantasy that I've also really gushed about, and that is Even the Darkest Stars by Heather Fawcett. I absolutely love Heather Fawcett's writing style. I recently read her middle grade, which is Ember and the Ice Dragons, which was really good. And this one is just amazing. This basically follows a girl named Kamzin who really wants to be a royal explorer, but her father wants her to be a magician. She doesn't really have any magical powers, so she really doesn't want to do that. She just wants to explore. She's really good at it, and once she gets the opportunity to go with the royal explorer, which is a title she really wants to obtain, she goes for it, and that's where the story takes off. They go to something called Mount Raxa, which is filled with snow and monsters and magical beings, and it is just filled with all the good things, and I think the duology is amazing. The plot twists are great, the characters are amazing, and I think you will really enjoy it. Then next up we have a pretty small duology, I have to say, and that is Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. This, as you can see, is quite a small book. The second one is just as small, but in this tiny little duology there's an entirely new world that I love. This basically follows a girl called Alosa who is out to get a couple of treasure maps. So that's how she gets captured. But basically the guys who kidnapped her think that they, kidnapped her, which isn't really the case. But that's basically where the story starts off. The characters are absolutely amazing. I loved figuring out what the heck was going on, because I didn't really get that much in the beginning. I loved how this was sort of put together, wrapped up. The characters are very dense and very well written, and in general I just love them, and I think that you will love it just as much if you want like a little fun pirate story with a lot of intrigue and interesting plot developments. So next up is a book that really shouldn't be surprising to you guys that it's on here. I think a lot of booktubers and readers in general love this book, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This basically follows a guy named Laszlo Strange. He's really interested in a town called Weep. And when he gets the chance to go to Weep and also figure out what happened to the initial name of this town, which is forgotten by everybody, he takes it, and that's where the story takes off. One of the characters in here, Sarai, she's also really interesting, and you basically see this world through their eyes, and in general I just loved it so much. I do have to say that this book is very flowery. It's very flowery writing, which is something that Laini Taylor does in all of her books, but it is absolutely stunning. It took me a little bit to get into it. I think about 200-ish pages in is when it really started picking up, and the stage was set so well that I loved every minute of it. It was so good. Absolutely loved it. The second one might even be better than this one, and in general this just it broke my heart and remended it and then broke it again, and I love it. I absolutely do. Okay, so there's 2 more duologies on this list, and the next one is one that I'm a little bit on the fence about, and I'll tell you in a little bit. So this is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I do have to say that if you haven't read her The Kiss of Deceptions trilogy, which is in the same world, I would suggest reading that one first, because you will get a couple of spoilers in this book for that series. To be honest, I don't really know how to describe this book, but I'm gonna try. Basically, this follows 2 main characters, Jace and Kazimira. Kazi is part of the Rattan, which is a group of warriors, and they go to a sort of outlaw family that think they are the first in the nation, and they are going to see what the heck is going on there. So you have 2 sides to this story, and they come together in such a fun way. I really can't say too much about it, otherwise I would be spoiling things from The Kiss of Deception, so I can't really say too much about it. So if you want to know a little bit more, I say go to Goodreads. But this one was absolutely amazing. I loved this one, I absolutely did, but I do have to say that the second one, which is Vow of Thieves, was not as good. If you've seen my best and most disappointing books of 2019, they both feature on both videos, so I have to say that this one is definitely the best. That said, it was still a really enjoyable duology, and I loved the characters. I loved reading about everything in this world, and it was just very nicely written, because I just love Mary E. Pearson, her writing style, and yeah, it's just an amazing duology, and I think it is fair that it's on here. Then last but certainly not least is another one of Renee Audier's books, and that is Slimmest. I absolutely love this. This was supposed to be a Mulan retelling. That's what it was advertised as, and I have to say that this, I do not agree in the slightest. Basically, this follows a girl called Mariko, who is nearly killed and then realizes that she has to flee, so she cuts off her hair and pretends to be a boy and finds this clan of men that she joins to sort of save her life and also realize who tried to kill her. And I think that this one is not necessarily Mulan retelling. It is definitely Mulan inspired, so if that's something up your alley, it's definitely up mine. That is a reason to pick this up, but not a Mulan retelling. I nevertheless really love this. It is an amazing duology. I just, as I had with The Wrath and the Dawn, love Renee Audier's writing style. It is something that I can keep on reading, and I think it's high time for me to reread this duology. So those were all of the duologies that I wanted to talk about today. I know it was a bit. I also really attempted synopsises here, so I'm getting better at it. I can feel that I'm getting better at it. I mean, if I'm looking at one of the first videos that Femke and I filmed together back then, it was just horrendous. I couldn't do synopsises for books, but we are learning, people. That said, this is everything for this video. Do you have a favorite duology that's either on this list or not? Please let me know, especially if it's not on this list, because I love me a new good duology. That said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and press that little bell icon so you get post notifications every single time that we post. And I will see you guys the next time. Bye!